So in this video today, we're going to show you how you can mine for gold from start to finish in your own backyard or wherever you may be. Now, we happen to be in Western North Carolina, which is one of the first discovered gold producing areas in the United States. It's not necessarily the best gold producing area. We do have a lot of gold here, but it's fine gold, flour gold. You're not super likely to find big nuggets and pickers, although they do pop up occasionally. So it helps to be in a gold mining area to do what we're going to do today. That being said, you can probably try this just about anywhere. Now, it will also help to have a creek in your backyard like we do, and I know not everybody has that, but you can probably find one in the neighborhood park or down at the end of the cul-de-sac or wherever the case may be. And even for those who aren't in gold producing areas like this, there's folks that do this and find gold in Northwest Arkansas and Texas and Pennsylvania and Vermont. So there's a little bit out there in a lot of places you wouldn't expect. So come watch us. We'll show you how to do it from start to finish. Most of the equipment is pretty inexpensive, and hopefully we'll come up with a little gold. All right? Thanks. Now we're gonna see if we can find some gold. What do you say, Ladybird? You find some gold?
Yeah, Dad. Bringing rocks over to the sluice.
I think it's flowing just perfect for once. I hope we can just set it up right like this and be good. Maybe. We'll see. Usually I set it up and then realize it's not running right. We have to play with it for 20 minutes. But you gotta have a little bit of a downward angle. You gotta have good water flow coming through. You don't want too much water coming through, but you do want to see this V, and we got that. See the V of water. So I think it's pretty good. We'll get the dirt out and see if it runs it right.
Alright, so we have the adventures of Ladybird. Let's see the day in the life of Ladybird down at the creek. As you can see, she drops the ball into the creek, into the deepest part of the creek, mind you, at least as right here. Then she waits. She waits. Then she jumps, and she gets it.
Okay, so we're about ready to start sluicing. As Real Kid was just showing, you got our sluice set up over there. We're down here in the creek. So is Ladybird. We got our 5-gallon bucket, necessary equipment, and our mesh screen. So what we're going to do here, this will fit in here like this, and we're going to start digging. Now, finding where you want to dig is probably one of the more important parts, but we're down in this valley here, and this creek meanders through it, but at various times it's gone all through here, and I've already told you there were gold camps down here in the 19th century and the 1800s. So, you know, sure, they mined in here in various places, but what we can see here is where the creek is turning, it's exposing an old creek bed. And if you can see that in there, I don't know if it's too dark, but all through here is old impacted gravel from the ancient creek bed, or, you know, ancient, could be a few hundred years ago, who knows. And there's clay, it's all on top of clay. So that's what we're gonna dig out, hoping that that's trapped some gold. What we'll do is we'll shovel that gravel into this bucket, and we'll screen out to get out the big rocks. We'll throw those aside, and then that'll give us all the fine sand that should have our gold, and we'll run that through yon sluice. So we'll see how it goes. And this is kind of the hard, not fun part. It's a little bit of work. getting this stuff out of here. Did you bring me a big gold pan?
Here's your big gold pan with extra cheese.
Oh, yuck. This has been sitting out here all year because we haven't been, it's been winter. We've been out metal detecting. Alright, so now, dump your water down here. We're going to wash all these rocks and break up all this clay. It's important to break up the clay before you run it through the sluice or the gold will stick to it. Throw out the big rocks after they're washed. Once you get it full of water, you can do this. It's a little easier. Still not quite full though. Stinks. This is old clay. Organic stuff in it, leaves and things. Thick stuff.
I'm going to contain Ladybird.
That's pretty much that. Give me an idea of what we're looking at here. She's just gonna keep dropping that ball right there all day. So we've washed the mud off these for the most part. A little bit right there, but so you can see what's left. It's just gravel. You would kind of check this for. You're not supposed to do that. You don't want to pour it in your bucket. You would kind of check this for big gold nuggets. And if you don't have any,
Arrowheads too, possibly.
you throw it out and do another bucket or another pan until you fill the bucket, and then you go run the dirt from the bucket. All right, if we've been using the camera correctly, you've been watching us gold mine. Who knows? Okay, so I've got my sluice set up here. All right. And we got our bucket of classified material. That's what you call that. And so that's what it looks like there. Just a bunch of sand, really. So now what we'll do, we'll take this, get a little bit, just put it right here, and let the sluice do its magic. And if it's running good, it should clear that off pretty quickly and capture any gold either in the black mat, a lot of it gets caught in the black mat, or down here in the riffles. I see a little garnet in there. Gold and garnets go hand in hand. Of course, most of the ones we find here are pretty small. I'm sure there are big ones. I just don't know anything about them. So this is kind of the fun part. You watch the dirt disappear and hopefully gold appears.
Yeah, so... Here we are.
Hello there, America. We're out here gold mining. So we tried that spot, and there may be gold in it, but I just didn't see a lot in the map on the first run. So we're coming over here to a little different spot on some bedrock. It's pretty hard to dig in here, but we'll see what we can get.
Yeah, and it's just downstream. Sorry, downstream from where we were doing before.
Bedrock's pretty hard to dig on, but theory, where the gold should be. Okay, we did a half bucket from here. Didn't see a lot of sign of gold in it. See all that white is the washed out sand from that. I'm sure there was some gold in it, just nothing that really stood out as we looked. There's all that white and some black sand on top of it there. So we went down creek on the bedrock and dug in really just a completely different kind of geology, I guess you could say. Totally different substance coming out. So we're gonna do a half bucket from there. We'll run it through here, just like we did the other one. And then we'll pan it all down and see what we got. So really just 2 half buckets, not a whole lot, but I guarantee we get some gold out of it. Stay tuned. All right, well, we're done with the 2 half bucket cleanup. And I think that second half bucket was better for sure. One thing, look at all the black sand on top of our, I don't know what you'd call that, debutage. A lot of black sand in that. Riffles are filled up with black sand and garnets. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's definitely some gold in our black matting now. And I saw some nice pieces of lead shot come through that they got hopefully hung up somewhere back in the riffles, so maybe there'll be some good gold back there too. Next I gotta clean this out, then we'll take it up there and pan it down to the gold and see what we got. So let me show you how we clean this out actually. I'll set you up right here. Okay. It's not too bad. You do want to be careful you don't spill your gold. And take your rock off. Move your end out of the water. Be careful not to dump it out. I can definitely see some good gold pieces in there. I mean, it's small pieces. There's not, this part of the country is not known for big nuggets, although they are occasionally found. I'm excited with the gold we can see, so what we want to do is kind of carefully wash everything down into the bucket. You have to be careful not to splash it out of the bucket, because that would be bad for obvious reasons. See, I see one piece of gold just stuck. There it goes. Another little one that just stuck. Maybe we'll get that later. Kind of washing out the riffles down here now. I'm going to take it. Just got it open. Wash that right there. Good to go. Same thing with this. go. We'll take this carpet, put it in there. Give this one more quick rinse. Hold that carpet upside down and rinse it out. Gold mine is not good for your back. So we cleaned out the two half buckets with the sluice, and we got them down to this amount you see right here. So not very much, a couple handfuls of dirt, but that's where all the gold, etc. will be. And we're going to pan it out here in this tub to get rid of just, you know, that's quite a bit to be looking through for the little pieces of gold. So we want to get rid of some of the overburden, black sand, and things that we don't need, so we can kind of get down to just the really good heavies and see how much gold we have. We're going to do it in this tub. And that's just water with a couple drops of jet dry. Jet dry breaks the surface tension, which is important for panning gold when you get down to your finishing processes, because the kind of gold we have here, flour gold and flakes, will actually float away. So I want to say I had left, this is one of our first gold panning videos of the year, and I had left a lot of my gear out on the back porch and down by the creek, and probably should be obvious, but that's not a great idea. This is my favorite pan right here, especially for finishing up and doing what we're about to do, and I just went and got it off the back porch, excited to use it, and it's totally dry rotted and falling apart. It's totally done, which is really disappointing to me. I don't know who made this pan. I got it like I got most of my gear at Smokefoot in Morganton, North Carolina. If you're in the area, that's a great place to go. But that's totally my fault for leaving that out in the sun. I guess I should have known that would happen, but bummer there. So what we're going to do is we're going to transfer the material in the bucket over to this pan, and we're going to pan out the stuff we don't need, and then we'll sift through and see what gold we have. We transferred our material onto this pan, and this is the concentrates from our sluicing. And we're just going to pan this out a little bit. Same way we would pan in the creek. You got to stop, shake everything kind of side to side with water in there to create a suspension of the soil and sand. And with that, the heavy stuff, which gold is, should all sink to the bottom. If you do that for a second, you stop and go back and forth, allowing this wave-like motion to carry the lighter stuff out over the riffles, which are these ridges here. You do that for a minute, then you stop, get rid of the lighter stuff. Do that for a minute, and you stop and shake. Bring the lighter stuff to the top and the heavier stuff at the bottom, and then you pan it out again. And it's amazing, once you get into this, you realize how many cliches and sayings we have that came from gold mining. And it's almost limitless. You know, hit a pay streak, color in the pan, see what pans out, hit pay dirt, claim jumper. There's a million of them. It's a hobby that I guess lends itself to cliches. Right now we're getting down to almost nothing but pure black sand and hopefully some gold at the bottom that we can't see. We're going to keep going for a little bit though. Just being gentle, making sure we don't lose anything really good. Then we shake it all back down. And we shake it all back down. Really, that's probably all we... I don't know, I could do a little bit more with this. Keep taking it down. But not too much more. It's really probably all we need to do. That's probably all I'm going to do right there. So you can see, hopefully you can see that we've greatly reduced, this is why I have this headlamp on, to help you see. We've greatly reduced the volume of material we had here. And hopefully all our gold and heavies are still in there in the bottom. So what we're going to do is we'll take this upstairs to where we'll have a little bit better light. We'll get out our snuffle bottle, and this will be the part where we'll see what gold we have or have not found. And we'll pick it out and save it. So this is definitely the best part of the whole deal. Hang tight. So we got this camera strapped to my head so I can film this by myself. We'll see how this goes. I don't know what you're seeing. But this is our final cleanup from the day. So what we're going to do, so I'm going to get rid of a little bit of that water. It's probably a little too much for us. And then we're going to take the water that's left over here in the light. And we're just going to gently wash that overburden off and down. While we're doing that, we're going to look for gold. I do have another light strapped on here just to make sure we can see good, because it's getting dark. So one of the things I can see already here is that's a piece of shot right there, lead shot. So that's a good thing to have in there. Lead's heavy like gold. Tend to be in the same places. We'd rather it be a big piece of gold, but it's not a bad sign. And so this may be, if you've never done it before, may be tedious to watch on video, but if you've done it before, it's definitely the most exciting part of the whole day. So here's a good piece of gold revealing itself right here. If you can see that shiny yellow, that's what that is. And typically, at this point as we see them, we would take this, which is a snuffer bottle, and we would suck that up. But for right now, I'm just going to let it wash down so you can really see that gold here now. Right there. See how it sticks to the pan when everything else washes away. I see a couple other little pieces coming out up top. So here's a small one here. A couple more small ones coming out. There's another small one there. And that's a big piece of lead shot, and here's a piece of gold right here. Just kind of knock that piece of lead shot down. Here's another piece of gold here. So we've got a few pieces of gold showing across the pan here. One right here, one here, one here. And you're not going to get rich off that. We can suck it up with our sucker bottle at this point. Like I say, you're not going to get rich off that, but add it up over time. And one thing that you can say about this Western North Carolina gold is that even though it's small, it's really pure. It's purer, generally speaking, than what you might find out in California or Alaska. So even though those are bigger pieces, this stuff is closer to 24 karat generally. Although I think I'd prefer finding the big chunks. Oh, here's a really nice piece right here we hadn't seen before. This is a little bit different color. So this washed down the first time we did it. But right here there's a good one. Suck that up. Okay, so in trying to film by myself, it became pretty apparent that you couldn't really see the gold because the camera was up too high and the lighting was weird because it's dark outside already. So I'm going to show you a little close-up. I dumped everything back out of the snuffer bottle and let you hopefully be able to see what we got. Okay, let's see. Now I can see the viewfinder. Alright, so you see all that yellow down in there, down around the corners, etc.? That is our gold. Switch the water around a little bit so you can see it. So again, you're not going to go out and buy a car, but that's pretty respectable. We'll suck it back up into the snuffer bottle. There's a little piece over here too. And over time that'll add up. We only moved a couple half buckets, so you know, if you had a dredge and moved a lot of dirt, that might really turn into something. Either way, thanks for watching me. It was something we could do out here during the COVID without leaving our house. And we had a good time doing it. We'll probably do a little bit more of it. Until then, y'all stay safe. Please subscribe. We put a lot of work into this, and we'd like you to see the adventures that we have coming up. So hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.